digest. From lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. Tottenham, Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire.
Hang on a minute here. Hang on one. Is this a takeover by you?
By me.
Yeah. Are you taking over? Is this a takeover?
You want to put me in? You want to put me in the center stage? My ego's big enough to accept that. There, man, knock yourself out.
Look, big up to everyone. Big up. This is the first final score of the 25-26 season, and we just watched one hell of a Super Cup final. Can I just point out one thing before we start? We have built a community on here that is built on respecting each other, views, opinions, and everything. And we've noticed recently some people are coming in the chat, stirring things up and upsetting the members and non-members of this community that we are building. Anyone who tries to come in stirring shit or starts trouble will be given one warning, and then there will be a timeout. And then if they do come back after the timeout, then they will be banned. Everyone should be able to come in here with difference of opinions, but everyone's views should be respected. It doesn't, and it comes from us on the shows as well. How many shows has me and Tequila done where we've had different views of opinion, and we respected each other, haven't we, Tequila? To be honest, and you can say that as well.
Yeah, we don't agree with everything. You guys know that,
No.
but I think that's one of the reasons why Dermo has me on. If I was just an echo chamber for him, it wouldn't be very exciting, would it?
No. So look, and Tequila did put in it. Play nice, everyone. Respect doesn't cost a thing.
It doesn't.
Look, yeah. So if you are coming in here to cause trouble, there's plenty of other channels you can go and cause trouble in. Don't be upsetting the people that want to come in here and just talk Tottenham and football. And I don't mind people putting us under scrutiny with our opinions, but doing it in the right way. That's what it's all about. But if you're coming in here attacking other people just because they have a different of opinion, then don't bother coming in here at all. That's all I'm going to say in the matter. And there is mods in the chat, and that's down to you mods. You know, you've been given your new orders. You know what to do. Now, how are you, Tequila?
I'm okay. Because I was, speaking of different opinions, Dermo was right and I was wrong on this one. I can hold my hands up. We didn't win, so I was right on that one. But
Yeah,
I thought it would be, I was thinking that it was going to be a big golfing class, and that wasn't the case tonight. There's loads of reasons why. Yes, okay, they're not as fit as us. Fine, okay, maybe that played a little bit into it, but we played well. And I've always said before, right, and you've heard me lots of times, show respect, make good fight. It's a quote from the Karate Kid. I'm showing my age here, right?
Yeah.
And I've lived by that. I grew up with the Karate Kid.
Mm.
I love that saying. I've always thought it, right? If you make a good fight of it, you can leave the pitch, even if you lose, with your head held high. I dislike the fact that we couldn't hold on for 15 minutes, and we'll get into that. But overall, we shouldn't be ashamed of Spurs tonight. They did not let us down, in my opinion. And that is all I've ever asked for from my team, is not to make me feel shamed, which was a big thing, is how I felt last year with the 17th place. And I was adamant about that. That's why I couldn't get behind the manager like a lot of people could, because I felt ashamed of us in the league. So I couldn't enjoy the Europa League as much as other people because of that. So that's my stance. So nobody should really feel we can be disappointed, and we should be so disappointed, but we don't need to feel ashamed.
No, and Philip Brady puts in here straight up: no justice. PSG were lucky. We will be a real force this season. Such a difference for manageable. We won't fear anyone. I think, look, to start on that subject, on that game, Tequila, I thought, I want to bring out a couple of players here tonight. I thought Paulinho was a real beast in that midfield. I thought Kudos on the right was exceptional. That Romero captain in the defence, there's a lot of positives to take from tonight, isn't there?
I think we played above our level, right? I did, because the gap, to be honest, you look at their squad, you look at our squad, that was a much tighter game than it had any right, and we played our part in that. Like I say, I'll call it down the middle. They probably were behind on fitness, and you can make the argument that had they played totally to their potential, then they should have beaten us more comfortably than they did. But that's not how football works. We all know that. They didn't play to their potential. Maybe they came into it in the last 10 or 15 minutes, and maybe
it's not. It's not how. It's not how football works.
Nothing to be ashamed. I'm disappointed like the rest of you.
Sorry, I'm just my earpods. I think I've gone a bit low.
So I don't think we need to be.
Just keep talking. Just keep talking there for a minute, Tequila. Sorry, I'll be back in a minute.
No worries. It doesn't change the fact that we do need. There's two of me now. This is my dream, seeing two of me. Look in the mirror. We don't need to feel ashamed of ourselves, and we shouldn't be. We know they've got a better team than us. They know that their players are better players than ours. They know that their players are significantly more expensive than ours. Their players are on significantly more wages than ours. So, of course, we weren't going to really be able to match them. But we did match them for most of the match because we played above ourselves. So that does puts us in good nick for the season overall. We're not going to finish 17th. Philip said it earlier. We're not. I don't think we're going to finish top 4 either. But we're not going to finish 17th. It will be a better season than last season. We might not get a cup because there's so much randomness that goes into a cup win. You need luck of the draws. So even if we don't win a cup this season, I don't think we're going to embarrass ourselves in the league like we did last season. And that's all I personally, as a fan, have asked for. I just didn't want to feel embarrassed. I felt embarrassed last year. I was embarrassed to be a Spurs fan. I didn't want that feeling again, and hopefully Thomas Frankie's going to do it. There's still massive problems with the squad. We all know it. I know it. You know it. We all know there's massive problems with the squad. We all know there's still big mentality issues, and why would that be any different? Why would we think Thomas Frank's going to come in and within 6 weeks or 2 months he's going to change the mentality overnight? No way. Something like that takes years. It could take years before that, and that's always been a problem at Spurs. We've always had an issue with our mentality. Didn't Klopp used to call his team the mentality monsters? Well, we're not. We're the mentality dumpsters. Because we are. Because generally we've had quite a poor mentality. We won the Europa League. Will that change anything? We'll have to see. Maybe it will. Maybe that will be Ange's legacy. I know I couldn't stand Ange, but maybe that will be his legacy. That will be the big good thing that he did, that he started the ball rolling ever so slightly on trying to change this mentality that we have. But as we've just shown tonight, we couldn't hold on. But it's a work in progress. it gives you some hope, right? And we all want some hope. But let's not think for a second that this team doesn't need massive investment, because it still does. We are still at least 4 players short, really, than we should be. And the chairman and the scouting network and Lange and whoever it is has got a couple of weeks left to fix that. It's not a disaster, but let's not, because we did well tonight, let's also not kid ourselves either and think that, oh, now we're going to push. I was being sarcastic in the chat because that's my sense of humor, saying we were going to finish second. Of course we're not, right? So I am being a bit cheeky, but that's my personality for you. Yeah? We're still a way off we need to be, but we're not going to finish 17th.
No, that's for sure. No. Big up to Jessica as well. She says she's happy with that. Shows massive improvement after 6 games. Big up to Wilton McDonald. Good evening, Dermot Tequila. I'm, for the first time in a long while, disappointed in our result. I think you are right to be disappointed, but I think we should be proud of the way the team played, I think, for 80-odd minutes. But I felt when Ramos come on for PSG, I thought he turned the game for PSG, to be fair. Big up to Carl Simpson. Is it wrong to be slightly... Jeez, only Carl will come out with a comment like that. Seriously,
you got to read these. You got to look at these before you read them out, don't we?
Yeah, I know. Jessica says we do need more in. I think a DM needed, as well as centre back, right back, 10 and 9. But good game by the lads. Wilton says I do expect us to have a good season. We will fill top 10 spot. We'll be in the top 4 or 5. Philip says we're 2 attacking players short of the top 5. Look, I thought our midfield tonight was exceptional. I thought Bentancur, Palunia, and Papasar were out of this world last night. I thought Thomas Frank going to a back 3, Tequila, and that you mentioned it in the chat about the wing backs being wing backs. That's what that's what wing backs to do, aren't they? And
I remember it tonight. Dermo, I told you ages ago, right? That Porro was a wing back. That in Destiny. Yeah. Is a wing back, and they were bought for Conte's 5-3-2, 3-5-2, whatever you want to call it. They were bought for that system. Now, that's not Andrew's fault because they were bought before he got here, so I'm not going to attack Andrew for that one. That's the team he inherited. He tried to make him play as a back 4, tried to make him do stuff that they're not really excel at. It didn't work very well. I'm not saying that we're going to play a 3-5-2 system, but considering our options on the wing, you talked to me about Johnson. What if Solanke and Richarlison, and I don't like them, but that's what we've got, are the main kind of strikers, and then you've got Kudos and Johnson, who we said might be able to play this role, more playing off them. And that's your 2 up front, and we've got 2 for each position. We don't even play with the wingers. We play a 5-3-2. We've got 4 fullbacks, or 3 fullbacks anyway, in Jed Spence, or wing backs in Jed Spence, Porro, and then Doggy. We could use another one. Yes, we could, if they're going to be a wing back. Right. Yeah. Maybe that is the future. Maybe we've seen the first. Maybe Frank's realised I ain't got the personnel to play the 4-3-3. Can't do it. Yeah. That's what I like about him, Dermo. That's what I like about him.
Do you know what? I can hear from you a fan that's starting to fall back in love with his team again.
Well,
I know it's going to take a long time.
I've got a manager I can respect. I know that most people don't agree with me on that one, but that's I have that now that I can look forward to. A manager I can respect and get behind. Yeah, because I just wanted to see progress, or what I thought is progress. We've seen some progress. Simple.
Yeah. Look, I know everyone's digging out Tell. I agree with you. Tell should have been a loan instead of a buy, but it is what it is. I think when I felt when we made the changes, I thought the game swayed a bit, and that's when we started sitting back a bit more. We weren't as being on the front foot, but wasn't it so good to see a manager on the touchline shouting instructions? But
yes, it was.
I can be very proud of that team tonight. I'm very proud Spurs fan tonight.
You should be.
We held the best team in Europe for 70 minutes. I think Brady put it in the chat, to 1 shot on target. I mean, you look at Chelsea, they overran them in the Club World Championship, but there were some people coming in like the other chat that Vicario. I thought Vicario was very good tonight. I thought he commanded his area very well. I thought Van der Ven, Romero, and Danso as a 3 worked very well together. Palunia, your thoughts on him, Tequila? He's a monster in that number 6, isn't he?
I thought, yeah, and that's exactly where he should be played. And that's exactly the role he should have. And I think that's why everyone was kind of excited we got him in. I just wish he was 5 years younger, but it is what it is. I still think we lack creativity in the midfield, but that's maybe one of the reasons also why we're changing the system. This is again, I'm going back to the word adaptation. I said it in the chat earlier.
Yeah.
One word is adaptive, which is the anti what Ange was. And I'm not going to continue I might continue taking digs, but that is what he lacked the most. So I'm going to be looking for that for this manager more than anything, because it's what I think our last manager lacked the most of. So
it is.
I think we're seeing the very basics. We're still right at the beginning of this, guys. We all know that, but we're seeing the very basics of a manager who, and this is why I think Levy brought him in to work with the players he's got, because we're not going to be spending all this money. So it's to mold the players we've got into a team that can work, not putting square pegs in round holes.
Exactly. And the squad we got is not a bad squad, is it? It just needed coaching. It just needed organising.
It's far from being a 17th place squad, Dermo. I don't think it's top 4 either. I don't think it's top 4 either, but it should be much closer to that than 17th.
Yeah. I think we've got a bit of breaking news, guys, to give you. I don't know if I can use that or not. So I'm waiting for a. Oh, all right. It's gone in both chats. Yes, I can. Okay. Now, Tottenham Hotspur opening bid of €50 million was rejected, and they have not returned since for Slovenia Man City, standing firm in the 80 million price tag set at the moment. Now, we know we're after Eze. We are after Savinho as well. Do you respect Tottenham? Now, Paratici was there tonight at the game on the phone. Are you expecting, to Tottenham to get Eze more or less over the line more than Savinho? And if you brought Eze into this team tonight, do you think Eze could have been the difference between us winning or drawing the game tonight? Because I think we missed that sort of Eze sort of magic tonight, the cam magic.
Yeah, I think that's a fair statement. And I think if you're only asking me to pick between Eze and Savio, look, guys, I just call him Savio. That's what I know him by. Then it's got to be Eze. I think that's obvious because Eze's more proven. Savio, Savio's much younger. So if I'm Danny Boy, I can see the prospect of Savio being much more tantalizing because he's so much younger. I can see it I can see what he's thinking, but I wouldn't be upset with either one. So
no. I want to say this column. He says, I don't understand the mentality of some fans. You completely outclassed the best team in Europe for 70 minutes. We did, and lost on pens, and people are losing their minds over a piece of... Look, I agree with that. We were absolutely sensational tonight. Look, what's annoying? We lost a 2-goal lead. That's the annoying part.
Mm-hmm.
But
Dermo, and we should be allowed to criticize that before all the fans start saying stop being negative. Why does it have to be one or the other? Why can't it be balanced in the middle? I can tell you what I think's positive. I just did. But we shouldn't have lost 2 goals in 15 minutes.
No, we shouldn't have done.
What's wrong with that statement?
Well, Sly puts it in the chat, throwing away a 2-goal league, kind of annoying to be fair, but that's showing our bench issues. And that's true. I think that's a very good comment. It shows that our backups are not as good as our first 11. So that's where we need to improve. I think is our bench.
We haven't got a good enough squad, do we?
Yeah. We've got to all top supporters out there. Look at the positive from tonight's game against PSG. We look forward to a successful season. There's a man, right? Can I just point out this, right? You and me, Tequila, right? We've been Tottenham fans, 45 and 30 odd years between us, right? Each, right? You look at Wilt McDonald, Tottenham fan, I think since the 50s or 60s. Philip Brady, Tottenham fan since the 60s, right? Seen the great teams of the Bill Nix side, seen the Keith Birkinshaw sides, right? Seen it all, been there. And they're just, do you know what? I look to our older fans, and if our older fans are saying, look, we need to add to the squad, but tonight we should be proud. Should we be looking to that sort of positive side, Tequila, and thinking, do you know what? All this negative talk should be left to the bin. And we should just look at the positive. Yeah, happily criticize, happily say, right, this is where we did wrong. This is where we need to improve. But as football fans, we can actually look at a game and thought, do you know what? We may have lost, but we lost, but the team played bloody well. We can take pride in that. There's no shame in losing.
You can. I don't understand, and maybe it's just my personality. I don't understand why it has to be one or the other. It can't. You can do both. I can sit here and tell you I was proud of the team. I can also sit here and tell you we should have done better in the last 15 minutes. I can also sit and tell you that Tell took a shitty penalty. I can also, excuse my language. I can also sit and tell you Levy still needs to get his bloody checkbook out and buy these 4 players we need. All of those can be true.
Yeah.
And I haven't got to be negative or positive.
No.
But there's a mixture of it. We don't need to be one or the other. It's not the end of the world. And we should be proud of the team tonight. But we still need a lot of work and everything.
It's about taking the positive for the R, but examining that where we did wrong and try to improve from where we've done wrong, and try to explain to people what we could do to be better. Yeah. It's like if you and me do a show, and you and me say, "Well, do you know what, Dermo? You and me did a really good watch along, but this is where we can improve." It's about constructive criticism, isn't it? And that's what we try to bring as fans, you and me, and Colin and. Don't we? It's about, I think, constructive criticism. Would you put that as the right way of explaining it?
That is a way of putting it. I just think we're all a little bit fixated with you're being too negative or you're being too positive. Yeah. Happy clappers are too happy and negative Nancy's. You can actually be a bit of both. You don't actually have to be just one. I get called negative all the time. I'm bloody used to it by now, Dermo. You get called. I don't think you are. Oh, I don't think I am either, but I don't think I am. You get called happy deluded too much, and I don't think you always are. Sometimes you are, just like sometimes I can be negative. Of course. Something when Dermo tells me 4-0 every week, I have to have a chuckle. But
I did go 2-1 actually. Nearly got the scoreline right.
Nearly, you nearly got it right. But also, Dermo, you've showed signs of being much more balanced as well sometimes. So you can be, I can be, we all can be. I just think we're a bit obsessed with you're too negative or you're too positive. Just a balance is good in every frame of life. You don't need me telling you this. A lot of you people are much older than I am, but balance is everything in life in every way.
It is.
So
I think last season has something to do with that, with all the defeats we had under Ange, to be fair. Yeah. And I think that's a reflection. I think somebody put it into the chat. Carl says, we spent all this last season losing and not even fighting for it, so I won't lose any sleep on this.
100%,
exactly.
100%.
Colin says, big up the column. He says, is that the first real competitive game with the squad? He's still learning about where by far the better team. Things take time. You already look better in 6 weeks. You look at an Ange system, right? And you look at a Thomas Frank system.
What system?
And I'm looking at this team. Yeah, I'm looking at this team thinking, Jesus, we're far better than we were last season. I'm proud to wear this shirt. I never wore a Tottenham shirt out in Gory, right? I wore it out the other day, and I was proud to wear the shirt because of what Thomas Frank has done for us over the past 6 weeks.
Well, yeah,
you know,
we've shown a lot more fight and again, I use that term respect than I think we did for the whole of last season, barring 2 matches in the Europa League where we did okay. I mean, really, that's what it was, Dermo, right? I mean,
yeah.
But
look,
you know.
We can't overlook we won a European trophy, but we can't also overlook we lost 22 games in the league either. Yeah. And all you want, I'm going to say big up to the man overload, the mum overlord. Big up. It's not mine. I don't know if that's my man, but anyway, if that's Momtron.
I think I could be, if I'm getting you mixed up, my apologies, Mum Overlord. I think you're on Jesse's channel, aren't you? JSY.
Yeah, I think so. It might be.
I believe so.
Yeah. Anyway, I might be Stacey or one of them, but big up to you anyway, the Mum Overlord. Gerard says, Dermo, as Bill Nick said, it's all about the glory. It is. That's Bill Nick. Philip Brady, big up to you. He said, do you agree with this, right? We have to make it of a tight, cohesive unit, not like last year's, and he calls it a circus. And look, and for me and Philip Brady, for being Ange fans, it says a lot, doesn't it? That we're now being thinking, hang on a minute, were we a little bit, do you know? Okay, I was totally deluded. I completely agree with that.
I called Andrew Clown before it even came out in the media. That was a term I used for him, and I got pelters
Yeah.
for that one. So it's interesting to see Philip refer to it as a circus because I agree totally.
Yeah. I know. Carl says Spurs can go 1-0 up after 10 seconds, then Dermo will tell me we've won. It's not good for
No.
Oh dear. Oh, see, you've missed my watch alongs, Carl. You know. Big up to the Spurs. So got to give Richie. Do you know, I gave him pelts to Richie the first 10, 15 minutes, but by Jesus, he put a good shift in after that. To be fair to him.
It's difficult for me to give him credit. He wasn't okay. This is the best I can do for you guys. He wasn't as bad as normally is. Okay, there you go. That's the best I can give you. I've never liked him. I'm not going to change my mind on one game, but he's played better tonight than he has for a lot of.
Yeah, I tell you what, he did a better job than Solanke when he came on.
Swerving Dermo that those are our two options, dude.
I know. Big up to Gerard. Big up to Colin. Focus on the positive of the game. Gerard, you can take a lot from the game this into the season. Yeah, we have. Big up to Mum Overlord. She says, I am.
Yeah,
Carl
I thought
Simpson
it was her.
Yeah, I think it's Stacey it is. What I will say is we played at that in the Premier League. We will get far more wins than defeats. Big up to Jess. She says, big up Dermo. Carl's saying big up Stacey. Jess as well. We have double trouble. The Mum Overlord says Spurs played fantastic tonight. I predict a good season for you under Franks. We do. Big up to you, Jess, as well. God, everyone's coming in. Come on, give Ricky some credit. I know
I did that. I can't go more than I just did, Philip, mate. Jeez.
I think that was more at me for not giving him more credit. I was harsh in there. I was throwing pelt. I was calling him the pitcher man and everything for the first 15, 20 minutes. I was giving the awful pelters. And then suddenly he just came into life. Big up to Sly. He said this type of game is Richie. Richie looks so good. And then Colin says, I hope you have a day off. I hope you have enough day when we play you. Don't want to play you if you're on form like that. Well, I'm going to that United game, Colin, at the Lane. Hopefully you can come down for the day, bud. But nice to see you. If we can get you a ticket for the game, it'd be great to see you do some filming while we're down there tonight. Look, we're going to short up shortly because I have to have dinner as well. So Mrs. Tron is cooking. She's cooking a curry tonight.
Wish someone would cook for me, Dermo. I've got breadsticks and hummus.
Yeah. I will sort out your what I sent you tonight. We need to use private internet access, Tequila. That will get it going for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm working on it.
I'll tell you after stream. Big up to the Mum Overlord who's become a YouTube member. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my dear.
Thank you. Do you want to say anything to Mum Overlord?
No, I've seen her on Jess's channel, so I thought I recognised the name, but I just was not 100% sure. So no, good to have you on board. Come and enjoy Dermo's membership videos he does, don't you, Dermo?
Hang on, hang on. I need to write this out. Sorry.
Okay, I'm not exactly sure what Dermo's doing. Hope he's not.
Yeah, as I always say, it's in there for the chat. I always say that.
Okay.
But Tequila, what we got coming up tonight? What have you got coming up tomorrow? We've got no show tomorrow because I'm on the Man United agenda. I needed that video.
Well, I'm still waiting for my invite from Con, but he keeps ghosting me, dude.
You've been invited onto a West Ham channel.
Yeah, I know, but I want to troll Com, don't I?
She says, it's the Irish flag and the logo I had to become. Well, Colin did that logo for us, by the way. So big up to Colin, who's our technical advisor in the chat. Been a bit busy, but he is our technical advisor. So we're not on tomorrow. There is a member show tomorrow, guys, for you at 3 or 4 o'clock with my player rating show. So I'm going to got that to put together. We're not on tomorrow, but Friday, Tequila, we have one hell of a show. We have Change for Tottenham on Friday.
Have they confirmed that, Dermo? Did they get back?
Yeah, they have confirmed that at 8 o'clock. I don't know which one's coming on, but you are going full-blown Mike Simon Jordan, aren't you? On Friday.
I will try to ask some proper questions. I won't sugar. You know me, I don't sugarcoat anything.
Yeah.
So.
But look, any breaking news between now and then, if we sign Eze or Savinho, we will be here first as fast as. Tequila, I probably want your player ratings if you can send them over for tomorrow because I want to put yours up as well. Are you more Premier League's back Saturday? How hopeful are you for a Spurs win on the first day of the season against Burnley on Saturday?
I think we've gotten the best opening game I think I can think of. I don't think I can think of a better match to start with.
No.
So I'm not sure we're going to spank anyone. I told you I'm not sure we've got the goal threat to be spanking anyone, but a solid 2-0 I think is more than acceptable, and I can easily see, because I think we're going to be hard to score again. I know I am aware we just let in 2 goals in 15 minutes, but I mean, we won't be playing PSG every week. So I think overall, we'll be pretty solid this season in defence overall. So 2-0 victory, and that will build a little bit of momentum. And then we have to hope, I'm afraid, that Levy doesn't do what Levy normally does. You know that I'm very sceptical about it. I hope I'm wrong. I want to be wrong, and I hope we do get at least really 3 top quality players in. I know it's unlikely, but that's what I'm hoping for.
It is. Big up to Jared. He says, cheers, Demo and Tequila. Great show tonight. Very balanced views. That's what we want to bring, isn't it?
That's the idea, bro.
So, guys, watch out for the member show tomorrow. I'm on the Man United agenda, I think, tomorrow night. If not, there will be Newsbeat. And then Friday, me and Tequila, we've got change for Tottenham. And also, guys, there is a video dropping where we will do our Premier League predictions for this season.
That's going to be me, you, Com, and James, isn't it? We're trying to get everyone together.
I don't know. We're going to try to get together. Now, we're going to try to get it. We won't get it done before the first game of the season. Of course, we won't. But if we can get together over the weekend, we will drop it. We may do it as a pre-record, and we'll drop it over the weekend. I think that might be better for everyone. But, guys, thank you for your company. For the first match day experience of season 25-26, we've had good numbers tonight, Tequila. We're up to 2,150. Good way to start the season. And that's all I can say is let's build on this. Let's build on this success. Let's build on the momentum we've built tonight. Tequila, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for managing the chat as well in the watch along. As always, we leave you with Jesus, Mary and Joseph and the 3 wee donkeys. As always, send us out, brother.
Well, it's just who we are, mate.
Good night.